Hello guys, welcome back to the video. So today I'm gonna show all of the beginner's guide, a full beginner's guide for you guys to take ahead in chess. So let's start into it. Firstly, pawns. Pawns can move. When it is in start of the square, it can move a two squares distance. If the pawn has never moved the whole game, you can just do this. But if the pawn once moved here, it can't move back. That's the rule of chess. But if the pawn moves like this, you want to do, let's say your opponent plays like this and you want to play like this, well, you can't. You can't. Because, like I said, if the pawn doesn't move, you can play like this. So there's a unique way pawns capture. If the pawn is side by side, it can capture. But if the pawn is in the way, you can't capture. But there's a special move for pawns, but there's certain requirements for it, okay? So in this position, I played d5. Opponent plays, okay, c4. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. Opponents play, let's say, g3. I play d4. My opponents play d4. Well, always remember that when the pawn is in the 4th rank, when you're black, it's the 4th rank. When you're white, it will be 5th rank. When it's in this rank, you can't en passant, but only once. So once your opponent plays the same diagonal at this square, example, you move this and your opponent move this, you can't en passant anymore. You can only en passant at that time. So going back to the move, if now you're going to en passant, the en passant works like this. That's called en passant. Well, it will only happen in certain ways. Well, it's not a common move, okay guys? And so that's that. Now I'm gonna teach you end games, okay? When you're a beginner, you don't actually need to play opening. You can play a solid opening like the Italian game, or even what about the London system, or even the don't play very like complex opening like the Sicilian defense. Why want to play that opening? You're not at that level. You're just not at that level. If you're gonna play a complex opening, you have to be at that certain of level, because complex opening meaning that if your opponent does this, there's a lot of variations in Sicilian defense. I don't really recommend you. So now I'm gonna talk about end games. Especially in this video, I'm gonna talk about a lot of middle games and end games, because you let's say if you're gonna play like you're gonna play a6, it's okay. Just kidding, guys. Don't play a6. It's a bad move. So what I'm telling was, in this position, okay, right? I'm gonna tell you guys. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. There's a name for certain pawn like this. Okay, let's put 2 pawns here. Let down. I have a question for you. Okay, what is this called a pawn name? Right, good. It's named the what they say, a pass pawn. Yeah, I don't know. My memories today are a bit tuned, guys. So this is called a pass pawn. A pass pawn means a pawn that will not be interrupted by any other pawns from your enemy side, or that. So you can just queen. But you have to see if your king can catch up to the pawn. How do you do that? Well, if you pay attention, you can calculate the moves. When you see this line, let's say the pawn, okay, let's say it's like this, okay? Your white, it's like this. The pawn is going here. Just gonna, you know what? Let's just do this. Okay, guys. Is it like this? No, it's gotta be like, yeah, it's gotta be like this. And the king's right here. So this position, wait, how is it again? I always forgot. Okay, I always forgot it. So now, here, right, the pawn, if you guys are paying attention, the pawn is going here. But let's move here. How do you catch the pawn? Well, it's simple. Just in this fifth square, just from this one here, you'll see that this box, you have to reach, it's here, you have to reach this box. Or even like this box. You have to reach that certain box, okay? Your king is lined up. So reach this box, maybe you'll win. So if it's white to move, once you play this, you can play this. You play this, don't play this. This. Sometimes you can't catch up. Yeah, sometimes you can't catch up. So like, but be aware, guys. If you don't enter the square before you have to enter the square before your enemy pushes. So here, you can't chase the pawn. If the king was in e6, and if it's white to move, you can actually, because the box is here, and it's white to move, you can go. But if it's here and the box is here and it's white to move, you play this here, this here, this here, this here, promote to a king, and they're gonna win the game. Forgot to put the king, guys, somewhere like this. So that's how you know that you're gonna catch up the pawn, or you're gonna capture the pawn or not. So okay, this is really useful in endgames. I'll show you why. If your pawns are here, let's say, remember this square, this enemy king must enter this square. If it's here and it's white to move, while since this is in this square, it will take 2 moves for him to come to this square. So what do? White to move, play the key F5, and now you're gonna win the game. How? If king plays C2, you're gonna play, let's say you still gonna push your pawn, because even if you push, you can just catch up to it. There's nothing problem with you guys. There's no problem. So this is why it's really useful for you. You can calculate the moves without actually calculating, okay? Because sometimes when you do, you will just see, oh, I must catch up this pawn. Can I even catch up this pawn? You will take a lot of time just thinking about it, and you'll lose time, which happens to me a lot of time. So here, blacks play now. Here is the box, right? Here is the box. This king must enter this box. While now I push, once he's here, I push king to G5. Once king to G5, even if he push his king to C3, that's nothing, because we can just push. Even though he goes here, we can take it. So we can just push our pawn to C5, and then let's just move on ahead. If he plays this, suddenly we can just take, and then if he plays this, we can just push the pawn. So I'll give you an example, guys. If here, this is a passed pawn, okay? So now, if remember the box. What is the box? You have to enter the box. I'm going to show you by doing a line. You know what? This box. Enter this box to catch this pawn. How do you do that? Well, now it'll take a few moves for you to do this, and then you'll think, oh, I have to catch this pawn. You don't need to catch this pawn. Even if you catch, you're gonna waste your moves, because you're unable to match unless you just do this. Your opponent does these random moves. You're still not reaching the square. So if you can't if you can't switch the square, just either focus on other pawns or focus in your pawn. That is the good. That is only I can tell you guys. It depends on the position. Okay. Now, I'm gonna show you another one. Now, so guys, this all about end games. This all about the beginner's guide. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you. I know why I'm saying it again, bro. Stop it.
Okay.